So, you finally come to realize just how abominable these humans are. It's time to make all final preparations for our ritual. Hidden inside that space colony ark is the most powerful weapon, able to pierce stars. The Eclipse Cannon.
Piercing the stars.
That's right. The 7 Chaos Emeralds are needed to demonstrate its full power, or tomorrow's prosperity ritual will all be for nothing.
Prosperity ritual? Tomorrow?
Now, go! What fools. Humans created the Eclipse Cannon to protect themselves from terror. Instead, it will be used to destroy mankind.
Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Sonic the Hedgehog here, and I'm once again back for some more of the Forms of the Maxi Toys videos, of course. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more Let's Play of Shadow the Hedgehog for the Nintendo GameCube, PlayStation 2, and of course Xbox. So, last time we actually did manage to completely done with every single missions in the Forms of In Space Gadgets level, and yeah, that's about it, obviously. So today for this episode is the fact that we're about to be moving on to the next Stage 5 level, and it seems we are naturally returning back to the Forms of the Space Colony arc, since the Forms of Space Gadget, but this time around though, Sonic is not going to be involved in this particular level, because instead, that we're actually on to the next level, which is known as the Arc. So, the biggest differences between Space Gadgets than the likes of the Arc level is the fact that we're going to be spending most of our time in the flying section. So because of that though, I don't think there's that much platforming involved in this particular stage this time around compared to Space Gadgets. So, oh yeah, I forgot to mention about this missions.
Destroy the defense systems.
I've got to get to the Ark.
So yeah, this particular stage only has like 2 missions, just like the Forms of how it does it in Lethal Highway and Digital Circuit, and especially noticeable with, you know, Death Ruins and the Forms of Central City. But I believe this is the only level that it does not feature a hero mission, because in order to actually access to the Forms of the Arc level, is that you can either do the Dark missions in, let's just say in both the Doom level, or you can able to do the Dark mission in, of course, Central City. So that'll be the only methods you can able to actually get to this particular stage, because this will actually lead you to the pure evil route. So because of that though, yeah, you're going to be spending most of your time trying to able to fly around in this particular stage, which, even though that it's nothing too remarkably special about it, other than you can just simply fly straight through, while simply bypassing those little gun turrets, especially noticeable with the Forms of some gun robots in general. So, but apart from that though, yeah, I kind of prefer Space Gadgets over this, because of how the fact that it does add a lot more platforming segments in the Forms of in Space Gadgets. But apart from that though, it's a pretty decent level. So because of that though, yeah, that's as far as I can say. So, and of course, that since we are going to be doing both missions in this stage, so obviously I'm going to take the normal route, as you can see right there. And generally speaking, as far as the Dark mission is concerned, well, we'll mention more on that. And in fact, this level could go pretty damn quick, especially because if you, like, flying up ahead, or in this case, if you hold down the A button at all times, or the X button if you ever play this on the PlayStation 2, then you're able to actually breeze for the stage very, very quickly.
The Ark, yes. This is where it all began.
Indeed, you remember this particular location there, Shadow, but now, let's do the Dark mission.
Shadow, the promised time is near. Our forces are amassing to take the Ark, destroy the defense systems, so our attack force can get through.
Alright, so the Dark mission is exactly like how it did in the Forms of in Space Gadgets level, but the only difference is this time around though is the fact that we need to destroy lesser amounts of those Arc defense systems this time around, because if you remember, sorry, I can't speak today for this point, folks. Because if you remember from Space Gadget level that we have to destroy about 6 of them, But now in this particular level, though, we need to destroy 4. So because of that, thankfully though, that just like in Space Gadgets, that Black Doom will always point things out where the defense units are going to be located. And I highly suggest you're able to actually get off by the forms of the flying like creature before you're able to actually destroy those defense units, because if you manage to able to actually like, well, there's only one exception when we get to the very end of the entire level, but when it comes to like the rest of the other 3, I highly suggest you're able to actually, whenever you spotted the forms of the defense unit, I highly suggest you're able to actually get off by the forms of that particular flying black creature until you're able to actually just use one of your guns to able to actually disable to destroy it. So that might be my pro tip, because even then, if you accidentally miss one, well, again, assuming if you're able to actually use the checkpoint teleporter, as you probably can tell, then yeah, that way you can able to actually transport back all the way to the beginning. So, well, at least for that certain segment. So, well, the good thing about this though is the fact that every time whenever you let your the flying type black creature gets hurt, then there is actually this special item capsule that you can able to actually restore one of your health. So naturally, you don't have to worry about that too much. So there goes another. There goes the second one. And now we're in the halfway point, and assuming if you're able to actually just start trying to like speed things up a little bit, then you would able to actually get yourselves the easiest aim rank throughout. So even then though, I think that's as far as I can say when it comes to the arc level. So because of that though, there's not much to say, because, you know, there is no hero mission involved, well, until whenever we get to the final Stage 5 level, which I'm going to tell you right about now, I'm really not looking forward to that, because even then you guys should know what I'm going to talk about, but I'll explain more details onto that by the end of the video. So because of that, yeah, that's as far as I can say. So anyways, there's another defense unit right there. I suggest you're able to actually just, oh, how come I did not get even trying to, like, aim it properly? There we go. So the last one is going to be at the very end of the level, so, yeah, there's not much else to really say about this here. You know, with the ones with, you know, these little, gun turrets that keep on showing up, that's the way how the fact that the actual final defense unit was actually located. So, the only time you do die on this level, though, I will admit, though, is the fact that there's going to be too many obstacles in your way. And especially noticeable how the enemy projectiles that keep on like getting hurt or what have you. But apart from that, though, you should able to deal with it no problem. And ironically enough, is the fact that this is the level also that alongside with the Doom level, that it does not contain black creatures, just because, well, the only time exception is of course the flying type looking creatures, but you don't necessarily kill them though.
The Eclipse Cannon is nearby. Say your prayers, you disgusting humans.
Oh, talk about little darker tone there, Shadow. Jeez.
Arc to headquarters! Arc to headquarters! Come in! Come in! Shadow's penetrated the Arc. He's headed toward the control room of the Eclipse Cannon.
Come in, Eclipse Cannon. He must be stopped at all costs. Take him out. That's an order.
10-4. Copy that.
Alright, we're now gonna be taking on Blue Falcon? Huh? I don't understand what the actual similarity's name. Oh wait, it's almost like a reference to the forms of the F-Zero racer, by the forms of the legendary Captain Falcon, after all. So, yeah, this is pretty interesting to say the least right there, but I digress. Anyway, for this particular boss fight, it plays exactly like how it did, if you remember, from the boss fight from, the Doom level by the forms of the Heavy Dog. But, the noticeable difference is, this time around, though, is going to take place in Space Colony Arc, like in the outside portion of the Space Colony Arc, and also they have to keep on like going into the climbing segment there. Like every time you actually destroy one of those little rocket launcher slots, then you have to like go down for a little bit, because if you really want to kill him faster, then you would able to actually highly recommend you able to go after those guns before you're able to kill them faster. So yeah, there's not much to really tell about this, other than you can also use the homing attack if you want to, but honestly I think the actual like the rocket launchers will be the best strategy for this boss fight, because apart from that, then you should able to deal with it no problem. So yeah, that's not much I can say. So yeah. So anyways, let's go ahead and kill him with his last shot, and I think that pretty much does it for Blue Falcon boss fight. No, not the F-Zero Racer, but just the actual boss fight itself. So, and I believe that concludes the Arc level too.
The planet-piercing eclipse cannon. There's no escape for you now.
So, if we manage to kill the Blue Falcon, we're going to conquer the world.
We are the Black Arms. We are here to take rule of this planet. Any attempts to resist are futile and will result in death. You humans are so pathetic.
Damn you.
As of today, this planet is mine.
You're crazy. We will not.
Now, we will begin to exterminate all of the world's leaders who resist.
What?
Annihilation for this planet is near. It is time to embrace the dawn of your demise and despair.
Holy crap. I did not expect it how the fact that he would able to use the Eclipse Cannon and able to actually destroy, you know, the President's White House. Jeez. No wonder why it's almost like very similar concepts as the films of the Independence Day. Specifically the first film, if I've heard from it, but I haven't really watched it though, so yeah, so that's kind of interesting to say the least right there. So, there you go, folks. So I think that's pretty much it. As I said before, we're pretty much done with the Arc level, so there's not much variety on it, so other than it's just a flying stage, so nothing particularly special. So, yeah, join me next time on Let's Play Shadow the Hedgehog, is the fact that, we're about to be going through the worst level in the whole entire game, which is the Lost Impact, and probably the final stage of the Stage 5s, though, so see you guys then.